Hello everyone and welcome to Seditious Saturday. Tim here from Well Done Homestead. Today I'm going to do something really simple. We're just going to do a little field strip and clean of a rifle. This is an AR platform rifle, and we're gonna kind of go through the basics. Most people know how to do this, but for those of you that maybe don't, this is gonna be maybe a little bit of a learning experience for you. So yeah, we're gonna get right started, get right into it. Like I said, this is an AR styled rifle, and her name is Black Betty because it was black when I started, and now it is not. So, first thing you want to do is you want to check to make sure that there is nothing in the chamber. So, let's take a look here. We're going to pull the charging handle back, and you're going to look down inside of the chamber. There's nothing in there. There's also no magazine into the magazine well. So, we're good to go there. We're going to drop the bipod legs. All right. If you look right here, you can see these two little pins right here. And those are your takedown pins. Those are the back side of the takedown pins. You can flip it over. You can see the front side of the takedown pins right here. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to push those takedown pins in. If you have a hard time pushing them in, you can use a round and press them out. It's almost like it was built to do that. But then you're going to see the pins are out like that. All right? That's going to make it so you can completely detach the upper from the lower. Now, I personally don't do a whole lot of cleaning in the trigger, and you can see it's pretty filthy. I'll put some graphite down in there occasionally just to keep it lubricated. Every once in a while, I'll pull that whole thing out and give it a wipe down. I am not going to do that today because I have anti-walk pins in there because I have a full drop-in trigger kit. But I'm not going to undo my trigger pins there and take that out and clean it. It doesn't need it today. Check your buffer. Buffer's good. It's not a problem. The weight's fine. And it's pretty filthy. You can see that. So what you're going to do, I have a dedicated old t-shirt, to be really honest, that I use as my rag. And I also have, and you can see this one. This one is an old shirt sleeve that used to be gray, and it's now mostly black. And an old toothbrush. You do not want to use that on your teeth afterwards, because that's pretty gross, and it can make you sick because of gunpowder residue and all that kind of stuff. But basically, I'm just going to give it a little wipe, clean that mess out of there. I mean, it's not a big deal. Like I said, that is not super... I mean, yes, you do need to make sure you maintain it. You do need to make sure that it's kept clean, but I don't do it every time. Anyway, so that's my lower there. Now your upper here, we're going to give it a flip. I'm going to bring this around so everybody can see it. This is your charging handle right here. You're going to grab that and you're going to slide that out. That is your bolt, okay? Actually, that's your bolt carrier group right there. All right, and you can see it's kind of wet. I like to keep mine pretty well lubricated. This is a little extra lubricated because I went on a hike a couple of weeks ago and it was raining and I had this rifle with me. And so when I got back, I shot a little bit of cleaner in there, lubrication in there, just because I didn't have time to break it down. That's part of the reason why I'm breaking it down now. But I use this right here. It is Lucas Oil Products. It is CLP. This stuff works very, very good. You can also use Rem oil, made by Remington Oil. This stuff's pretty good too. I used to use this exclusively, and I'm giving this stuff a try. I had a buddy recommend it, and so that's what I'm using these days. I shot that into the barrel and I shot it into the onto the bolt just to keep it from having any kind of corrosion actually stick to it and dry out with the rain getting in there. But what you're going to want to do, I always use a rag because you don't want to lose any pieces rolling off onto the floor or anything like that. All right, I'm going to sit down so you can see the light a little better. You can see right here there's a little cotter pin. If you don't have fingernails like me, because I bite my fingernails, which isn't a good habit, you can actually get a hold of it. I can actually get a hold of it. Usually you can pull that pin out. If you can't get it with your fingernail. So if you have a hard time pulling that cotter pin with your fingernail, it's almost like they intended it. You can use the end of the bullet to pull that out of there. And anyway, so you pull that cotter pin out. You're gonna push that back. Oh, and there's your firing pin. And it drops the firing pin in, out, lets it go, and then you're gonna turn this guy here and pull that out of there. Okay, just like that. Then you can actually pull this out of the bolt carrier group. You can see that's pretty gritty, pretty nasty, which is fine. That's what happens when you shoot. There's always some not corrosion, but build up and whatnot. So I give it a shot of this stuff. Give it a little schnoot in there too. Clean that up. Clean that up. Let it sit for a second. And then, usually I'll use the toothbrush. Give it a scrub. It's really not super crazy difficult. You want to clean the face of that right there because that can get kind of grody. And if you don't clean it, you can end up having a problem where your firing pin will not engage with the primer, and then you will not have a discharge of the firearm when you want it to have a discharge. All right, that's good. This guy, I just kind of give it a once over the bottom here. And you can see this bolt carrier group is actually a semi-automatic one. You can see because it's got a short, I don't even know what this thing's called, but usually if you have a full auto bolt carrier group, it's gonna be a full piece of metal that runs all the way out to about here. It's gonna match the top one. This one was the first bolt carrier group that I purchased when I lived in California, and that's probably why I ended up with what I ended up with this. It still works, and I use it in this long 20-inch upper because I don't ever go belt fed with this thing. Just go rapid fire, it'd be kind of crazy. And give the old firing pin a scrub. Super simple. You just kind of want to make sure you get anything that's grody and gritty loosened up, because you're just going to wipe it down with your nasty t-shirt sleeve, because that's what works. Okay, so give it a good wipe. You see that's cleaner. We're not doing white glove inspection here. This isn't the military, but you do want to make sure you maintain your firearm because it will last longer and it will stay more reliable for you. So yeah, cleaning it. I try to clean mine every time I go out and shoot, just simply because I don't want to end up with a huge job of having to, clean it where it's really grody. I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right, we're gonna have, Jackie, I'm gonna have you pull in here real quick. You're gonna come up real close. You see those right there, not that close. Back up a little bit, so we focus, good. All right, you see those little rings right there. You do not want them lined up like they're not really lined up, but you can see them staggered a little bit. I like to have them staggered more than that. So you wanna spin them so that they're staggered out a little better. You see that? Now they're staggered. So let's do that. Because the last thing you want to do is have your rifle short stroke because it's got gas leaking through those rings and you don't have a full amount of gas coming back. This is a gas system on this rifle. Anyway, so now you've got everything staggered properly.
Yeah.
All right.
Didn't quite focus.
You're good. All right, then we're giving the bolt a wipe down here. And again, if you leave a little residual oil on there, it's not a big deal. Some guys will take a Q-tip and run it down in there because that's the piece that goes into your gas line that runs, actually it is what runs the bolt and pushes it back into the buffer. But there we go. So now we have it's pretty well clean. Whoa. Pretty well clean there. So I'm going to reassemble. Now, this goes in only one way. And I don't mean this end going in like that. I mean, this hole only accepts this piece one way. And you can see there's a little bit of a mark there. That piece right there will not allow that to go through it. So we're gonna flip it and put that in there like that. And then you take this guy, put it back in, turn it, pull it forward, drop your firing pin down inside again, cotter pin, how is it that the cotter pin is the most difficult part of the reassembly? That's crazy. Give it a wipe. Maybe it needs a little lubrication going into there. All right. There we go. Now the bolt carrier group is clean. I mean, it's clean as I need it to be. Now I know it doesn't have any liquid in it, doesn't have any water in it. It's been cleaned up as it should be. So we're gonna set that aside. Now, I will say this, one of the best things that you can invest in if you get a rifle, it doesn't even matter if it's an AR styled rifle or if it's a bolt rifle or if it's a Ruger 10/22, it doesn't matter. Get yourself a bore snake. This will clean the rifle. I know there's a lot of debate about whether or not a bore snake is an appropriate cleaning tool because some people will say it doesn't get it clean enough. Some people will say it gets it actually will scratch the barrel too much. I have been using this bore snake for, I want to say 12 years, 14 years. It does have the little brass things in it. You can see the little bristles there. And I have not noticed any issues inside my barrel. Not ever, really. So, you know, it's one of those things. It's personal preference. You don't have to do it. You can do it your own way. You can get one of those kinds with the rod, and you can get the little bristles, the plastic bristles, and run it through there. And then you can use a swab and swab it. Hey, whatever works for you is fine. This is the system I like. They're like 20 bucks to get a bore snake, and in my opinion, it works. So I've already sprayed the cleaner down in the barrel. I sprayed it last week and I didn't run this through. I propped it up in the safe on the barrel like that so that it would run down through the whole barrel. But all you do, take your little weighted end, drop it down into the barrel until it runs out the end. Give it a tug and pull it all the way through. Now, you can do it a second time if you want to. I don't feel like I need it. Check the barrel, make sure it's clean, nice mirror shine. You can see all of the threads inside there for the twist. I don't know if they're called threads. I'm not sure what they call them. Grooves, rifling. That's the official term. It's the rifling of the barrel. And then what I do, I will take my toothbrush. They make a little mop end thingy that you can actually stick down in there. That's your firing chamber right there. That's where the bullets actually go and seat where they're fired. I'll take my toothbrush and just clean up the feed ramps. You can see the little feed ramps right there. You can see them. That's what brings the bullet, allows the bullet and the shell to be brought into the chamber. You're gonna clean that up, just give it a little scrub, take your rag, give it a little wipe. And like I said, this is just a quick field strip. I'm not taking the upper fully apart. I'm not taking the gas line out. I'm not cleaning out any of that stuff. You can get some of the long pipe cleaners and run them down. This is your gas line right here, the end of your gas line. Up inside there, you can run a pipe cleaner in there if you want to with some of this stuff on it, and that works. You can do that if you want. Basically, this is what I would say is field clean. So then you're gonna put your charging handle, slot it back in there, take your bolt carrier group, put it back in there, Basically, your upper is complete and ready to be reassembled to the lower. So you're gonna make sure that your takedown pins are still out. And then you want to slot that like that. Pin in. There you go. Run the charging handle a couple times, and there you are. Clean rifle, ready to roll, ready to go back into the safe right now for me. But if you were to want to take it out and take it to the range, hey, more power to you. This thing's ready to rock. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it, and I hope this was helpful, informative, and I do hope that you guys clean your rifles. A clean rifle is a reliable rifle. Yeah. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. If you guys do like this kind of content, please let me know. Hit the like button. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe, share the videos. Please share the videos, friends, family. Even if you don't think that they'll like it and they'll think that they hate it and they want to argue with me about things, that's fine too. Share the videos. It's all good. I appreciate it. Also, make sure you wash your hands after you clean your rifle, because that stuff's pretty nasty. You want to use some good soap. Some guys will use rubber gloves so they don't get it on their hands. I don't shoot enough to make it, I don't know. Some people would say, oh, that's lead residue, you can get cancer. You can get cancer from it. I don't shoot enough to actually worry, I guess, about it. But do wash your hands and wear gloves if you do it a lot, if you do shoot a lot. But anyway, thanks guys. I appreciate you stopping in, and we'll look for you next time. Have a fantastic weekend and stay prepared.